Here is your WESN News on the Hour. I'm Naomi McNish. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. New WASA CEO sets bold goals. TTPA launches Global Carnival Alliance to expand industry. Fire at Queen's Park Oval quickly contained. And internationally, Donald Trump sworn in for second term as U.S. president. Now for the details. A fire broke out at the Queen's Park Oval in St. Clair on January 20th, but was swiftly extinguished by the TNT Fire Service. Queen's Park Cricket Club President Dr. Nigel Camacho commended the quick response from the fire officers from Port of Spain headquarters and Four Roads Fire Station. The blaze, which started around 10:30 a.m. in the Shell Scotiabank stand, caused damage to 2 corporate boxes but was contained before it could spread further. Camacho confirmed that investigators are working to determine the cause of the fire, which began in the Shell corporate booth and spread to the NLCB box. Fans of the venue, a popular spot during the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League, can rest assured that the damage was minimal. The TT Promoters Association is collaborating with global stakeholders to form a worldwide carnival alliance, with 2025 designated as the Year of International Music Cooperation. At a media briefing on January 15th, TTPE advocate Paige De Leon announced plans to create a think tank framework for the sustainable growth of the carnival industry. She highlighted the global economic potential of Caribbean-style carnivals, which now include over 70 festivals worldwide. The alliance will focus on fostering collaboration among event stakeholders, musicians, and mass makers, while addressing key issues like intellectual property and the preservation of TNT's cultural identity. Interested participants can reach out to the TTPA for further involvement. Keith Roy Halliday, the new CEO of WASA, has outlined plans to ensure 24-hour water supply, address worker concerns, and reduce the utilities' reliance on government funds. Halliday emphasized the importance of delivering consistent water to undeserved areas, especially during TNT's dry season. He also launched a water improvement project in Woodland and San Francisco, benefiting over 9,000 residents. Internationally, Donald Trump has officially been sworn in for his second term as President of the United States, following a historic and contentious election. The inauguration ceremony took place in Washington, D.C., with security heightened amidst ongoing political tensions. Trump, addressing the nation, reaffirmed his commitment to a strong economy and national security, while promising to unite a divided nation. This marks the beginning of his second term as he prepares to face key challenges. Well, that's news to the hour on WESN. I'm Naomi McNish. Thanks for watching.
WESN.
Folks, we're back and better than ever.
Your show have always appeared to be a show that is focused on going to the cause or looking to the cause.
We hardly ever talk about the white-collar crime, though. We always talk about the ones that involve more as physical violence against individuals.
The citizens will only measure transmission when water starts to flow through their taps.
The Constitution doesn't talk about local election.
Contract mafia that's responsible for looting the country, and they own and operate these politicians.
So if you are running a country and you can't say nothing as a prime minister, please take up your bag and go.
It is not comparative to the murder figures, but it is in fact very high.
I believe he's protecting certain individuals.
This is 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. The distance from where we should be in the world in going forward on our commitments with climate change.
The effects of climate change that cannot be accounted for. It's called loss and damage. And we're seeing loss and damage happening so much more in this decade the previous decade.
The principal term there was this question of the correspondent banking issues.
That is why we're trying to build capacity with this country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries in the region. Man is not showing any signs of stopping or even slowing down. More than half of the forest in Trinidad is already gone.
All the plants and all the animals and all of the nice clean water and fresh air and everything had to be on this planet for humanity to have a chance.
We have small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. And Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada, in spite of the obvious difference in size.
WESN.
It's a rainy start to the dry season in Trinidad and Tobago, and though a few days before have been a bit of a scorcher, I'm pleased to report to you this morning that the rain is falling, and need I say, quite heavily, depending on where you are. Now, for some of us, that is a bit of torture, because we get to wake up early out of our beds. Well, the best time to sleep, of course, is when the rain is falling. But the good news is we are live on AM Prime. Hello there and welcome to the program. I'm Keaton Shah. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And also with me is my co-host and co-producer of AM Prime, Naomi McNish. Good morning, Naomi.
Good morning, Keaton. Good morning, AM Prime viewers. On this rainy, very rainy morning, I almost could not wake up.
Naomi, you and I both thank God that we were able to, because we have a very important guest with us this morning. It has been a month, just over a month, since Keith Roy Halliday took over the role as Chief Executive Officer of the Water and Sewage Authority. Now, he enters at a key time when the Water and Sewage Authority is going through a transformation. But Mr. Halliday has plans and visions for the state utility, of which he briefly shared last week. Now, we welcome into the program this morning to expand on this conversation. Good morning, Mr. Halliday. Welcome to AM Prime.
Hi, good morning, Keithan and Naomi. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on the program. As I mentioned, just over a month since you've taken this role, how have you been settling in thus far? What is the first state of affairs, state of business that you sought to address as your position as CEO?
It has been, as I've explained to many others, quite a remarkable journey. I have enjoyed the adjustment. As per our mandate, our primary concern has been delivery of water on a 24-hour basis. And from the time I was installed, along with the remainder of my executive leadership team, that has been our primary focus. Our discussions, our planning has been centered around that major endeavor. And I would say over the last 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks, we have been pretty successful in getting a grasp of the issues at hand and what we need to do. So far, it's been quite interesting.
Your experience, what are some of those issues, and more so, what are some of those issues that you believe need priority in tackling?
Well, as I said, the delivery of water on a 24-hour basis. Trinidad, in the last 2 years, and the last 18 months particularly, has been addressing this issue. It's been uppermost in everyone's mind, not only the authority, but that has occupied that of the attention, particularly of our ministry as well. And this is across Trinidad and Tobago, and not just Trinidad only. There are a number of areas which are still underserved. There are a number of areas that we have not been able to get to the point where we like it to be. And ideally, we want to get to the point where everyone is getting water on a 24-hour, 7-day basis. So every action, every endeavor that we do centers principally on that foremost. And secondly, in looking at the issues within the organization and ensuring that the teams are prepared, the teams are ready, staff that they're prepared and ready to meet the challenges ahead, we have been paying particular attention to matters on the ground. So we have looked very carefully at a lot of the operational issues that could hinder our progress, whether it is a simple matter of dealing with a process in terms of how salary or overtime is processed to make sure that there are unnecessary delays, whether we look at our procurement in particular as per the OPR rules to make sure that there's limited delay in processing what is required, and so on. These are the kind of things that we've been actively looking at and have been engaging with various teams to make sure that we push as much as we possibly can. Efficiency, therefore, is a key issue for us. Before, I think, in respect of WASA, and many people are quick to criticize WASA, but not many people have recognized the significant successes that WASA has had, and we ourselves have not preached or talked about it much. In the last 2 years, for instance, we have been pursuing at least 191 by my last count, projects which would have assisted in aiding and getting us to the target that we want in terms of improving our water supply, and these have been handled or are being driven to a number of public sector programs, as well as there are some programs that are funded by international funding agencies such as IADB. And while we started to close the gap on some of those programs, we have a significant way to go. But this year should be very, very rewarded in terms of what is currently lined up, in terms of what is currently on the plate. And I'm looking forward to seeing those successes as we move forward.
Mr. Halliday, just to go back to the 24-hour water supply,
yes.
I do believe that is an ambitious goal for WASA. Can you go into any detail as to the steps, that you all would have to take to achieve this goal?
It is an ambitious goal, but a very necessary one. This is 2025. I've stated it to many others before, and it would be remiss of us if we did not tackle such a large or ambitious target. Delivering water where we have a situation where many are still not getting water on a 24-hour basis really is not the responsibility of WASA. It's the converse. We have to make sure that we're in a position to deliver water continuously. And in doing so, we have to make sure that we build in resiliency so that if we have an issue with electricity, if we have an issue with a particular distribution system, that we're able to cater to those needs. So I would say, for instance, based on the projects that we have done so far, which is over 190, as I've indicated, at least 400,000 residents, consumers rather, have been benefited so far. And we continue to pursue programs such as our Community Water Improvement Program. We've completed 88 projects where that is concerned. Our Northwest Supply Improvement Program, which we have completed another 24. In the first instance, we have 200,000 customers have benefited directly. For the Northwest Water Supply Improvement Program, at least 94,000 people have benefited. In the Southwest program, we have at least 5,000 people who have also, 55,000, sorry, who have benefited. And we're talking about areas like Penal, Sipario, Cedros, etc., and improving the critical infrastructure. For Tobago, we have completed at least 20 projects, and over 32,000 persons have also benefited. For under the National Water Stabilization Program, we have completed 21 projects, of which 32,000 have benefited. And under the Public Sector Investment Program, at least 31 projects have been completed. Combined, we're talking about 4,000 customers benefited. Specifically, when you delve down into what are we doing, we're improving and changing our pipelines. We are looking at our wells program. We have at least 255 active wells that we're managing. We are developing and replacing the network system in such, expanding rather network system to make sure that we have not only just building a bit of redundancy, but more reliability. As you're aware, we've had a very age-old infrastructure, very aged infrastructure. And unless we take active steps to improve or to correct the deficiencies in that, we'll continue to find ourselves in a very difficult position where our performance is concerned. And I can go on, but those are at least some of the stuff that some of the activities we're doing. On the whole, improving our infrastructure.
Well, speaking about infrastructure, one of the issues has been some of the existing plans to recharge itself in a timely manner. For example, Carmi, which is quite important, or as a primary source for north, central, and even southern parts of Trinidad and Tobago, has been slower to recharge because of less than anticipated rainfall. And this is something that you noted yourself during a conversation with the media a couple of days ago. But in that regard, building catchment areas strategically, it's you can't necessarily predict where rain is going to fall or when it is going to fall, if it is going to fall at all. You never know. But does WASA have plans to increase the number of catchment areas and, of course, perhaps expand on the existing?
Well, we are working on our reservoir capacity, not just simply replacing those that have deteriorated, but expanding our reservoir farm, so to speak. We have also been expanding the number of wells we have in place and ensuring that the current treatment plants are at maximum capacity. For whatever reason, some of them have not quite been where they should be, whether it's a matter of changing of filters, whether it's a matter of improving the infrastructure, etc. On the notion of catchment, this is something, catchment ponds or otherwise, this is something that we're paying close attention to. In many instances, it's more an issue of protection of those catchment ponds, and looking to see where appropriate if we can actually tap into other areas. So this is always an active, ongoing area of development that our WRA or Wells and Department is looking at. Yes, so I would say that it is something that is very much on our cards, something that we're pushing on very, very, very much so.
On that note, we have entered the dry season, right?
Yes.
Despite it being probably the wettest dry season. Is there any measures? I mean, what can we expect from WASA to have this? What measures can we expect from WASA to put in place to ensure sustainable water throughout the season?
Whenever it comes to the dry season, we manage our supply very, very carefully. We're checking our levels on a continuous basis, and at least twice a day we review them formally to make sure we're aware of what the levels are. So if we have to make adjustments at the treatment plants, for instance, for those that are supplied from the dams, we do so. In addition to that, I've started emphasizing the fact that regardless whether we're in the dry season or not, we have to encourage everyone to conserve. And conserve should be habitual. Conserving water should not just be only because it's a dry season, but recognizing that in large part we have areas of surplus and deficit. And climate change clearly has impacted the region in a significant way. And Trinidad is not exempted. And what we're seeing now will likely continue to worsen with time, and therefore the actions that we're taking to improve and rehabilitate our infrastructure is critical. The actions that we're taking to emphasize and explain to everyone that conservatism is not just an idle thought or notion, but something to be acted on. The actions that we've taken in terms of making sure our truck-borne water fleet is in good order, top order, so that we can respond to any eventuality, recognizing that it's not just the dry season that forces us to have to use that alternate means of supply, but if you have a significant burst, if you have a significant failure, we need to do that as well. The expansion of our production through the development of additional wells, the improvement, as I've said, to our facilities to make sure that they can produce maximally. These are all initiatives that we are pursuing.
Now, Mr. Halliday, in that regard, these plans are essential, no doubt about it, and you've outlined them thus far as part of your vision for the state utility and what you aim to do as CEO. The thing is, though, WASA has had issues in relation to cash flow. It's received billions of dollars in government subventions over the last few years. But in that regard, how difficult, how challenging is it going to be to implement these plans and sustain these plans, given the issue of WASA and finances?
Finances for most public utilities across the region have always been very, very challenging. Whenever you're talking about a utility, whenever you're talking about WAS in particular, you're dealing with any particular activity, you're not usually dealing in the thousands of dollars. You're dealing in millions and sometimes in the billions. So yes, cash flow will always be a challenge. But cash flow is a challenge for several reasons. One, we need to guard our revenue. We need to be able to collect on our revenue. We need to make sure that we are efficient. We need to make sure that we are containing or constraining any unaccounted for losses or non-revenue water, so that we are not producing and seeing half of that water or some of that water, whether it's 25%, 30%, or whatever it is, being lost to the ground. So it's not something we can shy away from. Government has been assisting WASA admirably so for the last several years. That is not sustainable, and all of us recognize it. The public recognizes it, I believe. And therefore, all moves over the next several years to ensure that we reduce that dependency has to occur. And as I've said before, it's not going to happen overnight, and therefore it has to be measured, it has to be tempered, and our plan of action has to be structured to support that endeavor. And therefore, whether it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 years, our plan of action, as we have been finalizing and refining again in recent time, will speak to that in a significant way.
Mr. Halliday, in that sense as well, the more water that you have available, the more you can build. But part of that issue, not disregarding water supply and issues in respect to water supply, which you've addressed this morning, part of that is a number of illegal connections across Trinidad and Tobago, as well as a number of leakages across Trinidad and Tobago. How do you plan to address both during your tenure?
Illegal connections is an activity that will take time to address. While we recognize instances where it had occurred, in many instances, this is just flagrant disregard for the law. Water is an essential good, and there is a social component of that that we would never ignore. And therefore, any policies or actions that we take are going to be tempered and take into account the need for this water in several areas. But at the same time, if WASA is to go to the stage of being independent of government coffers, we have to take some action. And as I said, the action will be measured. We have not been in the habit of rushing to disconnect, certainly not willy-nilly. But where there are flagrant violations, we have no choice but to look at it. We know, for instance, in the Cary River here and there, we have abstractions that sometimes affect our supply or production. And in looking at the entire scenario, we are conscious of the use of water in the homes, conscious of the use of water for farmers, industry, cottage, etc. And therefore, our steps, as I said, will be tempered. We're not just going to rush and take steps that will end up being deleterious to the country. When we had COVID, for instance, the supply of water was absolutely essential. And that is not a period, or any time we face with such a pandemic, that is not a period that we will want to just disconnect any and everyone. We have to be conscious of the nation's health. So with that being in balance, that is what also helps to temper our actions. On the issue of leaks really amount to what we call unaccounted for water, or non-revenue water. You get it in two ways. You get those leaks that you see above ground, but you also have leaks that are underground. And that can happen on the transmission lines, that can happen on the mains, that can happen even at source. So we have been paying even more attention over the last 2 years and leading a regional conference on water loss, and I think we will be doing so again this year. And that is to share ideas and knowledge with the Caribbean and other countries or parties who are interested in, and likewise to gain and glean from their own experiences, knowledge, and ideas as well, because we recognize that this is a matter that we need to be able to fix. This is something not fully within our control, because it isn't within our control, but it's really going to be very costly. And it's going to cause a lot of disruption across the island as we start to develop plans to deal with it sincerely in a very serious way. But our efforts to deal with leaks, unaccounted for waters, illegal activity, anything that threatens to take away from our ability to manage the authority efficiently, those are the things that we have to look at fairly aggressively.
Mr. Halliday, before we wrap up this morning,
Yes.
I have two questions that I want to
Sure.
throw at you. So what are some of the issues that you had to deal with as regards to the workers of WASA? And then the second question, given your new position as Chief Executive Officer, what would suggest that you were able to transform WASA as compared to your predecessors?
Most of the issues that concern the WASA employees have surfaced or evident or representative of what I will call operational issues. Operational issues to the extent that either a process is not working functionally or is no longer relevant or appropriate. Issues surrounding, in some instances, certain type of responses, just to make sure that the employees are being handled in the right way, managed in the right way, I should say. I call it taking a temperature of the organization, and that is what we've been doing, getting a handle or getting a feel for employees and their pride in the company. And I'm seeking to restore that pride. WASA as an organization has been a significant part of the national landscape. I also call that it's having a very good social contract, to the extent that WASA is known not just only for water, or some people challenge it otherwise, but also because of its involvement in the community. Most people talk about WASA Fed, but what most people don't see is the sporting activities we've done, or involvement in communities, or what we've done at the employee level in terms of some of those social activities. And as a matter of fact, we have planned, and it will be rolled out, we've started it already, a very active social agenda. And that is something that we want to make sure that everyone is really aware of. Your second question, I think, was...
Given your position as Chief Executive Officer,
Yes.
Yeah, what would suggest that you were able to transform WASA as compared to your predecessor?
The transformation of WASA did not start with me. I am at the end result of a significant process or machinery that has been put in place. About 2 years ago, a decision was taken that in order to transform WASA, a deep dive was required. And a transformation committee was set up that has been actively and has performed admirably in determining and understanding what are the underlying issues in WASA, and recognizing that in order to advance the new purpose, if you want, of WASA, or the new cause, we needed to ensure that a very structured executive leadership team, at the very least, was put in place. And that is what you would have seen starting to occur from December 1st. So from December 1st, we would have installed, including myself, an executive leadership team, the first 2 levels of which we have satisfied. And that is, as I said, the start really of the transformation process, or the end result rather of the transformation process. But transformation, as I've explained to the staff, is not centered on an individual, it's not centered on a few. I have the privilege of leading that team, and it's because of the structure and the team that we put in place and the support that we're getting both from our ministry and our board, and through the structure, the type of supports, mechanisms, and policies that we're pursuing. That is why I believe that we will be able to make that change. So I would not like you to leave thinking that this change will only be centered on Keith Halliday, or that Keith Roy Halliday will be the one who will bring this new change. It's an all-inclusive set of activities. It includes all of our stakeholders, and most importantly, it includes our staff and the public. So the more we communicate, as we've been doing, and I believe you will see that recently, both internally and externally to our customers and our staff, the more that we take an inclusive approach to matters that directly affect some of our staff, and the more that we ensure that we are delivering what we should deliver in a very timely way, then you'll start to see that transformation occurring.
Well, Mr. Halliday, you certainly do have a challenge on your hand, but one of which you seem very confident of, you know, taking on headfirst. And what we can say is that we appreciate your time, but we also appreciate the level of communication of which you've offered during your tenure thus far. So thank you very much for joining us on the program this morning, and all the very best to you, sir, as you form part of what is to be a new water and sewage authority. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Keaton. Thank you, Naomi.
All the very best. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a break here on AM Prime. We will return shortly. Lots more conversations to get into this morning. Stay with us.
SM Group International Limited, your solutions partner for the latest innovations, brands, and competent staff to meet your needs. We provide products and services in the following divisions: executive services, event rental and services, power and heavy equipment, construction and property management, food and beverage, aggregate and sales and distribution. Check out more on our products and services at www.smgrouptt.com. Contact us at 221-7445 or email at info@smgrouptt.com. We are SM Group International, your solutions partner.
The best birthday gifts are at dbesttoys.com. Shop for the best brands you love at the best prices, like VTech, Leapfrog, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Hot Wheels, Barbie, Cocomelon, LOL, Baby Alive, Crayola. Visit us in-store at Forces Flagship MacBean. Shop online now at dbesttoys.com. Order via call or WhatsApp at 32DBEST to order. And remember, we have the best toys at the best prices.
Transform your home with PCU Plus. From stylish furniture to the latest appliances, we have everything you need to create your perfect space. At PCU Plus, we offer fair prices and affordable financing options that are cheaper than hire purchase agreements. With convenient locations in San Fernando, Tobago, Arima, and our lifestyle showroom in Barataria, you're never far from the best deals. Visit PCU Plus today and discover why we're the top choice for quality furniture and appliances. PCU Plus, quality you trust, prices you'll love. Visit one of our locations or find us online to start transforming your home today.
Do you need treatment for obesity or any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience. Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Simon's Musical Supplies Limited. We are the specialist in new and used musical instruments, carrying top brands like Yamaha, Pearl River pianos, vinyl and Sabian cymbals, Remo and Evans drumheads and Fender guitars, just to name a few. Also a wide assortment of music books, pan and accessories. At Simon's, we service what we sell. Trust the leader. Call us now at 625-6412 or visit us at 20 Board Street, Port of Spain.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Well, we turn to a bit of a lighter conversation, and I say lighter conversation in respect to the theme. However, the news as it relates to Kaiso tent is not necessarily a positive one this morning, as we are learning that there are a number of challenges associated with the hosting of Kaiso Showcase this year. So joining Naomi and I this morning is the Steve Pascal, known as Ras Commander. Commander, good morning and welcome to the program.
Morning to you and your guests, your listeners, your viewers all over the world. I know you have a big following. So, I'm proud to be here this morning to chat about the business that has been facing us for a little while now, in San Fernando, via not only venue for the TEL, but also we have been challenged with a place for Tuco South Central Zone as well.
Yes, I do recall us having that conversation last year in which you raised those challenges. And before we get into that particular topic of Tuco, I know that Palms Club San Fernando for the last 10 years has been the home of Kaiso Showcase. But this year it seems as though Kaiso Showcase may not have a home. What's happening there?
Yeah, well, we have been at Palms Club for quite a number of years, since in the days of Mr. Aaron McLeod was the President General in those days. We have had a nice relationship, right? But recently, last year, we were challenged with something that really, I don't really like to revisit it, in that after opening night, we were told that if we leave up, we decor. We'll have to pay for each night that we left up with decor, which we're not accustomed to. For example, like if we open one night, like for example, let me say we open tonight Tuesday, and we wouldn't come back any tent about, let me say, Friday, Saturday. We used to be accustomed just leaving up the decor, because the decor very costly to put up. But we were told by the administrators of OWTU that we'll have to pay for each night. So like we have to pay for Wednesday, we have to pay for Thursday, we have to pay for Friday. So for example, if it costs $3,500 a night to have the show there, we had to pay that $3,500 every night we're not there because we decor up. And to take down the decor, to put it back up on next night, that's very costly. So from that period, we had to start the room, till this year it come back again. So we decided to go out in a Prima Bowl this year, because as well as Palms Club is being refurbished, at this point in time, we had a meeting with the General Secretary, and that is the case. It pains us because, we used to boast that Palms Club is the home for Kaiso, in South Trinidad, because of the size, because of the proximity, where it's situated in San Fernando, in the heart of the town. And people just love Palms Club. The ambience nice, and as always said, people call it that freedom music, right? People want to come and drink their little beers, blah blah blah, eat a little nuts, shoot, have a little dialogue with a friend who they see long time, so that grand opening, we have always boasted of the biggest grand opening in Trinidad for any calypso tent. We used to have about 800-900 people. I remember years in the past where fire service had to stop with for allowing people to come up. That to tell you how big that show used to be. Second only to the semi-final at Skinner Park. We always boast about that.
But Commander, I mean, that's the thing. Very good memories of Kaiso Showcase and what Kaiso Showcase used to be. But is there a possibility, given the challenges that Kaiso Showcase has been facing over the last few years and this year, really it sums it up. Is there a possibility that Kaiso Showcase may not have the support to continue?
Well, we trust in the integrity of the movers and shakers, as I usually put it, right? We believe that dialogue is always open, where we can deal with it in the future. But at present, we have other venues, like we'll be going by the Creative Arts Center for our second show, which will be on Sunday. Incidentally, we're opening this Friday at Napraima Bowl, and on Sunday the 26th, we move into the Creative Arts Center, where we're doing a show for the Trinidad and Tobago Association for Retired Persons, which we fondly call TAP. We always try to get back something, so and it's important to relate with your elders. So we're having that show from 4 o'clock in the evening at the Creative Arts Center. And incidentally, Creative Arts Center was once a home for Kaiso Showcase way back in 96, 97, We usually show them, but in those days, we were upcoming tent, we had those started 93. So, we weren't big yet, and all these people weren't gravitating to us. But come 20-something years later, Kaiso Showcase is the world's #1 Kaiso tent, and we say that proudly, without apology.
What are some of the challenges or how are the performers reacting to the challenges that the tent is facing?
No, the performers understand that my executive, we always prepare and facilitate them in one of the best surroundings. So the set will be a nice set. And what set is what our artist really looks forward to. A good stage, a well-rounded band, good sounding band, which is Oral Rodriguez and Razor Sharp, good background vocals to assist them to make the quality, and a good song system, which is Victor Donowa and Audio Works. And we have that still. So basically, once you put an artist anywhere, maybe, and he have that quality behind him, he will deliver. And we haven't been having no challenges. I get no report that there's any problem with the artists. They're anxious, they're eager. Already some of them have been selected, some of the ladies for the Queen, National Queens, held by the NJAC organization. So the artists, nice. We have been having great rehearsals. Last night I was by the rehearsal as well. The band cut in, and we have some surprise artists as well who they just coming as a surprise. We ain't saying nothing yet, but they accept the challenge and they're ready to support the executive.
It takes place this Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this Friday, in Napraima Bowl in San Fernando, 8 p.m. sharp. And we pride ourselves in starting 8 p.m. I want the people who are listening and intend to come to San Fernando that we don't make joke with starting time. If you don't come 8 o'clock, you will miss whatever. So don't come 20 past 8 and all kind of thing. You're going to miss some classic act, and that is your fault. And it will be in the amphitheater, by the way. Outside, we are allowing patrons to come with their coolers, and turn the vibes into a nice kind of semi-final vibes. So you walk with your drinks, blah, blah, blah. We're not using the auditorium, we're using the amphitheater.
I just want to come back to, at the beginning of the conversation, you raised the point of the challenges that Tuco South Central Zone is facing. Could you kindly expand on that? Exactly what are some of these challenges?
Okay, I don't go in history, and as they say, that's so good. I have a top-class memory. In 1992, when we now founded Tuco South Central Zone, we were already Southern Kaiso movement. And when the two organizations, which was the Trinbago Calypso Association, listen to me carefully, the TCA incorporated with the TCO, the Trinbago Calypsonian Organization, we became Tuco. So we became Trinbago Unified Calypsonian Organization, because the government of the day did not intend to deal with two Calypso bodies to give funds to run the Calypso entity in the Carnival. So we unified and became one, right? So we were Southern Kaiso movement in those days, and we amalgamated into Tuco South Central Zone, because by virtue of the constitution of Tuco, we had to have zones. So we became the first functioning zone in Tuco. So we became Tuco South Central Zone. I was the secretary in those days. Ainsley Myers was the president, and we had a nice running executive. Now, we went, Hazel Rogers Dick, who was the mayor in those days, and she facilitated with an office space on the City Hall compound. Here we're telling you in 1992, 93. We got a little old office, 2 little old chairs, and those days the buildings of wooden buildings, right? So that she was kind enough. She recognized culture needed a little home, a little office, so that, I mean, and that was so good. As Ferreira used to say, he was years after they taken Calypso out of the rum shop and into air-conditioned office, so that when Mr. Hazel Rogers designated office, we got Ferreira. Let's forget his first name, yes, boy. But anyway, and he was real good to us, boy. And we have been in that office from that time. I could say without fear of contradiction, I sat and reasoned over the years with about 6 or 7 different mayors, Junior Agrello, Ateli, and so many other mayors to mention. Mutu, Mutu has died, I think, some years ago. He passed away. So that
Yeah,
we
he
were in
passed
that
away
facility.
3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were in that facility all that time, right? When they were going to rehabilitate and change the compound in terms of structure, the goodly Marlene Kudre, who was the CEO at the time, she said, well, fondly, she said, Ras, we had to move all the, but we put all the down in a building they had in Hubertran Street, right? You and Carnival. Carnival those days was situated right next to us, and it was run by a lady named Bernadine Maynard, right? So that, to put it in context, so we have been there from that time, and when the building was going up, for those who don't know, when the building was being constructed, I used to go leave Hubertran Street every evening and go up to San Fernando City Hall. And while the men and them mixing the concrete, myself and Miss Kudre used to be making tea and giving the men the coffee, because it was already night. Men can't sit now to try to finish the project. So that's the kind of support mechanism I had for the city corporation in those days. I had brethren like Kente, Kerry Stevens, Ainsley Myers, and we were all in support of the city in terms of it giving us a place to stay, while the construction was building. Move on. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you continue.
Yeah, so I say that to say all this. We have been there for 30 odd years. Case in point now, a new mayor, a good friend, and I don't know for what reason they decided to move we and put we down in Skinner Park. Now, I must give this part too, because this is important, right? Ms. Kudre came to me, she said, you all are called here. The city needs to facilitate a space for you guys. So she said, what all you could pay? A rental. I said, well, Ms. Kudre, we don't really have no money and thing, the subvention we get is around the 10 and do something for Carnival, for the Calypsonians for Carnival. She said, okay, I'll charge you all and peppercorn going for the lights and the electricity and air condition. So we were paying really $3,600 a year. And I must say this to Trinidad and Tobago because it hurts me, right? And recently, they got a new CEO and a new mayor, and they move us from, they tell me we had to move and go to Skinner Park, right? Skinner Park recently built over, had some office space. And they told us, well, we have to go down there. Well, you can't argue with the bosses. So we went down. They told us certain things. They had a new CEO. They charge me $4,000 a month. Listen to what I say, from $3,600 a year, which was almost $300 a month. Said we down in our office space for $4,000. That hurt me very bad, boy. That hurt. And that hurt my pocket too. So all the little monies we had and had accumulated that to help Calypsonians during the year, and we well run dry. So that's the situation right now for us as well. So we're looking for somewhere as well cheaper and that can facilitate culture. And I must say this to the powers that be. You guys got to treat the culture better than that, we need office space, Pantry Bago, Tuco, and at least help us. We might pay the rent, but not $4,000 a month. Not for 20 by how much? 20 by 20 or 30 space now. That's too expensive, boy. So you could, Naomi, you could
yes.
go through.
No, well, I wanted to. So we all know how big or important calypso is to our culture. But in your opinion, do you think that the Kaiso realm is a dying art form, or does it have a big enough following to keep it alive?
You know, spoke to me in a dialect, right? Trinbago dialect. Kaiso is the voice of the people. By Calypso, our stories are told. Kaiso can't dead. I mean, you see, a few people commented taking Kaiso that is not what Calypso was born out of. Calypso was born out of the pain, the hurt of the people of a rock in the Caribbean, right? And it could never dead. People will die and Calypso will still live on. The type of Calypso, the way the music is structured, may change, but the Kaiso, you know, Kaiso is we, Kaiso is me, Kaiso is you, Kaiso is them little youth men and them who singing something and they give it a name. If they could call it Trini Bad, they could call it Trini Good, they could call it what? That's what. That Kaiso, once you're from Trinidad and you're singing to put out your pain, your joy, your love, nice guys. So we don't have no problem with them. The music living on in these guys and whatever they want to call the art. Guys, okay,
That's a very, very, very important point. Kaiso card and in the art form itself is evolved. In other words, it's evolved and is evolving.
Nice one, Kitan. Nice one. Nice one. I like how you played it. I'll quote you.
But you know, you said it's born out of challenge. The thing is, Commander, the amount of challenges that you have faced in your time that you've experienced with Tuco South Central Zone now with Kaiso Showcase. I mean, this just allows for more creativity. So is it that you are suggesting? Is it that you're wanting that out of all these challenges and out of all these harsh measures that you're being faced with, that you're being challenged with, that you should use that and turn it into something creative, something good, that there's opportunity that still exists?
Yeah, there will always be opportunity. It's just that I didn't feel to write, you know, anything about the challenges. But what it tells us is that we had to look for a home, you know. We had to look for a home somehow. But as Mommy used to say, by hook or crook, you know, the interest groups need to get their own home. But as I say, and I say this to say this, the late great politician named Basdeo Pandey, he saw the need to give the interest groups autonomy to run your interests, run your business. Hence, that's why in 1997 there was an act passed, an act of parliament, where Trinbago, Tuco, and NCBA will run their affairs during Carnival. The body NCC, National Carnival Commission, was given the office to control the finances and then disperse it to the interest groups. So the finance ministry gave NCC the money, and then, you know, so we are very thankful that Mr. Pandey did see it in those days that the interest groups could handle the stories, and we're forever grateful for that move. You know, what we need to do now is to seek our own, whether we are to seek it outside of Trinidad and Tobago by sponsors or whoever, and look to build we home, gather the land, do something. But we always have the opinion that one day we will have to be going cap in hand to ask nobody for nothing. We'll just handle your own business.
If these challenges persist for the tents, where do you see the future of Calypso?
No, well, the tents will always run, you know. The tents used to run under a bamboo shed, you know, by a Calypsonian name. You know, in the early days, remember the tents is not no one thing. The Guyal is not no one thing. Remember when people pelting bois is in a little ring somewhere around the city, somewhere in the backyard. The tents will always be there, you know, because I have a facility where I can run my tent in my own yard. I can put up I have a nice concrete space, big, you know, nice lawn, beautiful plants, and by the way, I'm also a small farmer, you know, so the tent will always be established, whether we get funding or not. People want that forum to sing. As long as there's carnival, there'll be Kaiso tent. There'll be mass on the streets. There'll be music. And let me tell you something. We expend over the last count $13 to $14 million collectively as musicians to present our work without getting back a cent, especially the Kaisonian. He had to go, to produce a song is over $10,000. So he find that money, produce it, send it to the media houses, and that's the music that generates you guys to put on your nice piece of outfit and come down the street, nicing up all yourself and enjoying it. But who thinks about the kind of representation that is done there for you to be able to quote unquote wine and enjoy yourself, so that the time will be there, music will be made, because you can't stop music. Because right now I hear the rain falling, and who's stopping the rain? Rain will always fall, sun will always shine. The music is a living entity, and there'll always be music, because when you reach home in the evening, the first thing you do, you put on your TV, you put on your radio, to be entertained, and that's what you want. People love Kaiso, because by Calypso, as I said before, our stories are told. Now, you would not hear the bacchanal from certain genres. But when you come in the tent, you will hear the bacchanal, and we as Trinbagonians, we love bacchanal. Carnival is bacchanal, don't take it out. Can't stop it.
Commander, listen, we're running out of time, but tell us more about Showcase and the event this Friday. Tickets still available? What's going on there?
Yeah. Well, tickets are always available, we have space, we have a beautiful lineup, if I may be allowed. People like Victoria Cooper. Well, I take a backseat this year to allow some of the youngsters to run, to handle things. So Victoria Cooper, she's my vice chairman, and she'll be leading the cast. She's a 6-time the Mashgraph finalist. She won South Monarch. You also have a brother named Adelon Brave Boy Banjela, and a host of other beautiful stars. The band is really Ora Rodriguez. He has a beautiful band named Razor Sharp, and the MC is Damian Melville. We have Big Mr. Shaq. Everybody know Mr. Shaq, big guy. He songs like Rogue and all these other beautiful pieces, so that we have a nice cast. But come down, we start in 8 o'clock sharp, as I said, tickets at different venues. WAC radio station, if I may be called to say so, Sion's, and Tuco's office. Our office number is 653-5732. Let me repeat that, 653-5732, and also at Ateliers by the Park, right? And don't forget the tap show on coming Judges Night, by the way, is on the 14th. And that's a beautiful night to come out and listen to some Kaiso, the judges. All you guys who like to buy roses and chocolate for the ladies, bring them in the tent, right? At the Judges Night. It's also, if I don't want to forget, it's Valentine's. So all you Valentine people, come in and take in some nice guys. So get you something different now, brother. Oh God, she fell up with the chocolate. And rose. Go, killing himself.
Come on.
Yeah, brother.
Come on, let me tell you something. Through the adversity, you have found a lot of positivity. Thank you very, very much. This is a great way to wake up, that knowing that even through all the challenges, always have a positive attitude. And you did that this morning. I thoroughly enjoyed this interview, and I thank you for your presence. Thank you for being with us.
It's always a pleasure, WSN, man. I love you guys, and you ask the right question. Long waiting for a forum. So have a great day, guys, and happy Carnival.
And to you too, Commander. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Thank you for this. Take care. All the very best.
Naomi, you're doing well for that station.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, same to you.
Well, boy, this morning, Naomi, wasn't that a wonderful way to start the day? I mean, we started by speaking about the challenges. I ended smiling. You imagine that?
Yeah.
Just because of a positive attitude.
I thoroughly enjoyed that conversation with Mr. Commander, and it gave me a whole new perspective of this Kaiso Calypso. I came into this conversation thinking, okay, this is a dying art form. Not much people know about, but he brought it to life and put it into perspective that it could never die. It's our culture,
Yeah, and he's doing very well at promoting that as well. He's doing very well at promoting that. But I tell you what, that Kaiso Showcase takes place this Friday at Bmobile. Tickets are still available. You can attend, and from this morning's interview alone, You know it's gonna be good. They're coming good. They're coming really, really good. They always do. But Commander's saying we have some surprises this year, so we certainly look forward to that. And all the very best to the Aussies who are performing. Now, we're going to take a break. We're gearing up for our next conversation, and I know that Naomi's excited for this one. I'm looking forward to this one as well. We continue with the conversations of Carnival here in Transvaal, because up next we've got some musical youth joining us. Stay with us.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
FanZone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available. SM Group International Limited, your solutions partner for the latest innovations, brands and competent staff to meet your needs. We provide products and services in the following divisions: executive services, event rental and services, power and heavy equipment, construction and property management, food and beverage, aggregate and sales and distribution. Check out more on our products and services at www.smgrouptt.com. Contact us at 221-7445 or email at info@smgrouptt.com. We are SM Group International, your solutions partner.
Transform your home with PCU Plus. From stylish furniture to the latest appliances, we have everything you need to create your perfect space. At PCU Plus, we offer fair prices and affordable financing options that are cheaper than hire purchase agreements. With convenient locations in San Fernando, Tobago, Arima, and our lifestyle showroom in Barataria, you're never far from the best deals. Visit PCU Plus today and discover why we're the top choice for quality furniture and appliances. PCU Plus, quality you trust, prices you'll love. Visit one of our locations or find us online to start transforming your home today.
My name is Dr. Stephen Carroll, the CEO at Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist, and we are committed to making good private health care affordable.
For all your medical needs, including dental, radiology, laparoscopy, behavioral and mental health, along with many other services, contact us for more information at 235-5479.
Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Simon's Musical Supplies Limited. We are the specialist in new and used musical instruments, carrying top brands like Yamaha, Pearl River pianos, vinyl and Sabian cymbals, Remo and Evans drumheads and Fender guitars, just to name a few. Also a wide assortment of music books, pan and accessories. At Simon's, we service what we sell. Trust the leader. Call us now at 625-6412 or visit us at 20 Board Street, Port of Spain.
Welcome back to AM Prime, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us. Should we put the camera on Naomi for a second? Yeah, shift to Naomi for a second. Naomi, how are you? You're still with us. That's good to know. Naomi, why don't you introduce our next guest this morning? Naomi, we know you're not muted, huh? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're putting Naomi a bit on the spot this morning. So joining us this morning, two people that are familiar faces, I'm just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. These gentlemen are very much talented, and I got their recommendations courtesy of Naomi. This morning we are doing, drum roll please, gentlemen. Can we have a bit of a drum roll? Somebody tap something. Yeah? We're getting the top 10 soca songs for Carnival 2025 thus far. Thus far. We still have some time before Carnival, and we still have, I'm sure, Road March mixes to come out. But joining us this morning, let me first introduce Brooklyn Descent. He's a music producer, mixing engineer, and musician. Good morning, Mr. Descent.
Good morning to you all. Actually, I haven't slept yet, so forgive me for looking a little sleepy, but I'm good. I had one energy drink today, so I'm good.
And sounding extremely tired too.
Yeah, I'm super tired.
Boy, the life of a musician. Well, also joining us this morning is Super Youth. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Another tired person, just say it. Good morning.
What are you really doing, boy?
I think it's this life we chose. The life we chose is
for sure.
Yeah.
I finished that session like 2 hours ago, so I just decided not to sleep.
Yeah, I needed to not sleep in order to make this. Okay. Yeah, we're not good at time at all.
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us on the program this morning. And though you guys are very sleepy, we appreciate you compiling a list for us. I believe they compiled it. No pressure at all. But starting with, I don't know who wants to go first here, because I think this is going to be more of a debate at this point, rather than a straightforward list.
They could tag team the list, number 10, number 9, 8, and we go down.
All right, let's start with number 10. In the top 10 soca songs for Carnival 2025 thus far. Gentlemen, what is number 10?
And we're keeping in mind, guys, this is their opinion.
This is also so far.
Yeah,
there's like 16 other songs to release for Carnival.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to release, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with thus far.
Well, number 10. On my number 10, it will be Salty Sweet Man.
Yeah, I could probably agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have an agreement here in relation to that song, but why? Why is this number 10? What is it about this song that really is in a top 10 so far?
Well, for me, the same way how Young Brother came out with Greatest Bmobile, and he like shocked everyone based on what we were thinking we were gonna expect. I would say Salty also kind of showed us a different side of the Salty that we know in the soca song.
Yeah.
And it just sound nice overall.
Brooklyn was like, yeah, Brooklyn, wake up, tell us more.
I think it's we seen the melodies come out of these people who normally just give us bars now. Like they're mostly MCs, like DJ and MCs. They're mostly MCs, and they freestyle as well now. And to see them actually come out and write a full, really good song is really good. Like I really appreciate that coming from them now, especially Young Brother, Salty, even Ding Dong, who is going to be, well, for me, is going to be my next option as well.
Right, so before we get to number 9, though, we have to ask Naomi, do you agree? Salty?
I personally never heard the song, but I will listen to it right after this.
Oh no!
No, you know what? I could appreciate the honesty, and I think it's better that you said it rather than I did, because I didn't hear the song in the either. So, just be honest this morning. So you're giving us the top 10 songs to listen to.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's get to number 9, Johnson.
So I would say Viking Ding Dong Panorama and slash I would say slash was the other name was the next one
Throwback?
Throwback. I would probably put those two at number
Those two.
9 because they fall into a similar category as well. Panorama because I really want to hear that from a pan side because if I'm not mistaken, those two were produced by Michael Teja as well, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And written
Yes.
as well. Yeah, I really want to hear Panorama played by a pan side for sure. It's really good. It's a really good song for that. And for him to sing something about Panorama as well really gives us a good take on our culture.
Well, I'll tell you what. I would agree with you on Ding Dong. I'll agree with you there on Ding Dong and Throwback.
Have you heard the Throwback?
I am. In fact, I'm listening to it right now as we speak as well. Yeah, I like the song. I like the song. You know?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you on number 9. You know me.
Still haven't heard any of that.
I need to send
You
them
know,
your playlist.
I don't want to say that I haven't heard it because I feel like I probably have, but I just don't know the name of the song. You know?
I mean, that's fair. I mean that's fair, but
So if y'all could like hum or give me a little reminder of what the song sounds like, I can say whether or not I've heard it.
They really want me to sing on live, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like producers, mixing engineers, musicians.
Yo, this should be easy.
We know we actually didn't get the artist title in because, well, we can't sing. But I'll let Brooklyn sing it. I think Brooklyn.
Me? Oh God, nah, I put him on spot. And I'm sleepy. I will definitely not do good.
I think I mean we could try and give Brooklyn a break. He only had one energy drink, only one.
Yeah.
And he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't stepped. No, don't ask me to sing. I'm not singing.
Since you've been listening to
No,
it.
me. No, I am not doing that.
Nobody wants to sing this song.
No,
Okay,
it's just, you know, we don't. You know what? I think that we need to have a top 10 karaoke version, and we need to sing. Like,
yes, I agree.
I think Brooklyn.
I agree,
no, me. I'm not talking about karaoke somewhere else. You know, I'm talking about karaoke on AM Prime. You know.
Totally fine.
I mean, we used to do karaoke here on WSN, and we used to call it karaoke. You know, because none of us could sing. But anyway, all right. So we could agree on number 9. Let's get to number 8. What's number 8?
Number 8.
Deep thoughts here, boy.
Number 8.
Super, I wanna go on this one?
Brookie, what we did? Okay, well, I was never to ask what we had as number 8. I guess
I would probably say Carry It, Bungie Garden.
Bungie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In number 8. You don't think that should be a little higher?
No. I think that's the perfect spot.
You think so?
Yeah.
Carry It. I mean, Carry It has been doing a lot so far, you know.
It has,
I feel like number 8 is good.
Number 8 is good, yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
7.
but I feel like at
7
the
and
same
all.
time, I also feel like that's the one song Naomi knows, and she's just leaving it at number 8.
No, I'm sure there are others down the line that I would know, but you have to save room for. There are a lot better songs than Carry It.
You see, the thing is, I'm probably a bit biased to Bungie. That man brings energy. That man brings energy every single time. So I'm probably a little bit biased, but I don't know. I'll wait to hear the rest of the list before seeing whether or not for sure it deserves high if number 8 is good. But for now I'll agree. For now I'll agree that it deserves number 8. I think Naomi says okay, it deserves number 8 as well.
Okay.
What's number 7?
Number 7 would be Energy by Teja. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
And
All right.
and the word on the streets, I don't know if anybody else could agree with this. The word on the streets right now is Carriot and Energy is the two road march contenders. Well, enters
yeah,
Marshall would party, but we still have time for that to build.
And
We
I
have
think
time for
Marshall have a
Marshall.
next one dropping.
Yeah. We have
So
time for Marshall to come up, but so far from all the energy infused and intense soca songs that I've heard, I would say that those are the two, Carriot and Mikel Tejas. But it's close for me to go. Like I said, I have a bit of a bias, but you know, Charge Up is just the energy is just it's real good. You can't deny that. You
yeah, you
can't deny it
definitely
at all.
can.
So what? Are we putting that as number 7?
I would like to put it as number 7.
Was that Energy?
Yeah, Energy is definitely at number 7 for me.
For sure, because they're both in tandem right now in terms of, I would say, in terms of road march contenders.
I find energy gives the same vibe as DNA, in my opinion. Yeah.
We could hear it.
I could understand that.
We could hear it.
I would agree. It's kind of okay. So probably will get flack for this from some people, but it's like Kes songs. You kind of know what to expect from Kes, right? Mikel Teja this year, I mean, from last year to this year, it's more it's the same thing, you know. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It still brings a lot of energy. It still brings a lot of vibes. So so far, those are the two road march contenders. I would agree. What's number 6?
Number 6. Well, not being biased. We're not being biased.
I trying.
Number 6 would actually be a song that Brooklyn and I produced that's currently on radio playing. I think that's Masco Play by Ilfenhaus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I got
number 6.
I got when Naomi was like she made sure to play that song yesterday. She made sure to play that song yesterday. So if we're not being biased, I think Naomi, what are your thoughts? Is that number 6?
Yeah. I think that's a good place for it. It's not that the song can't be higher, but it is a good song. I love this song. I hear it all the time. But we leaving room for other ones. But it's a good
ones, yeah.
Good one.
But definitely right now, I feel like it's kind of weird to determine what will be the top songs because there could be a total shift within the next 2 weeks just leading up to Carnival.
No, don't worry. This is just part one of the conversation. I think like a week before Carnival, we're gonna have another discussion. We put up on screen the top 10 songs that you all have listed this morning and see whether or not that has changed. But that, especially with that road march debate, you know, that road march debate
definitely.
Because Marshall's party. What is it with Marshall, boy? He just bring out banger after banger.
I think so far y'all have listed a lot of high intense or high vibe kind of songs.
Yeah, no grooviest yet, right? No, I think I know the top 2 are going to be. I think I might be wrong, but I think I have an idea.
Technically, top 5 is kind of groovy songs, all groovy songs.
All right, okay, so let's go with number 5.
So number 5 will be Down Day by Malik.
I actually only heard this song like a couple of weeks ago. Questions, Super. This song was recorded in the studio?
I think so. I can't remember where I did that.
He did it.
I can't remember, you know. From being real, I can't remember. But it would have most likely been in that studio because I didn't record him by Kingston. So
okay, so I recorded here, but I only discovered this song a couple days ago, and I saw the reaction of the crowd when somebody played it in the club. Like, oh, it's actually a nice song, and when I look at it, it's Malik's song. So
yeah, it's about a couple months old. It's a couple months old.
Yeah,
but it's probably not getting as much airtime as it should, because even I don't hear it often.
Weird enough, I think that the ground kind of separated the song from radio.
Yeah.
So like the ground right now, like
Yeah.
the Avenue, certain places in South, all these different clubs will be playing that on rotation. Like even in Tipsy where we DJ, like they be playing it on rotation and the people love it, but it doesn't get much airtime. So I'm not sure what was done there.
I mean, I definitely play it on Scotch, but I hear it literally everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I mean, when was the last time you went to a club? It's been a long time since I went to a club, so.
Yeah, I actually don't know the song, or maybe I just don't know that that's the name of the song.
I think we just need to play the, yeah.
Yeah,
we need to have a speaker, guys, for this type of conversation.
Yeah.
we would do better for parties this morning. This morning, honestly, was planned like last minute. We decided to do this last minute. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna do better next time. We will. We'll have the list up on screen and we will play some background music for you. We couldn't organize all that for this morning. You know. But we'll try. All right. Let's get to number 4. What's number 4?
I think
number 4 will be
GBM Neutron One Piece.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Put the One Piece there.
Yeah.
I find One Piece should be high up on that list. One Piece.
You've got 3 more spots.
Sure, because it have some serious bangers.
One Piece is a good one, a really, really good one. But okay, number 4.
I have to big up GBM and
yeah.
So
yes.
But hold on, Naomi, I'm just curious here. If not number 4, where on your list of the songs that you actually listen to?
I would put One Piece at number 3.
Also, one spot higher.
What would you put as number 4
then? Cass.
Cocotte?
The Cocotte?
Yeah.
We had that as number 2.
Ah.
Wait, okay. No, we'll get, so now I know what number 1 is, but we will get to that. Hold on. No. We're going to disagree this morning, all right? So far, we okay. What's number 3?
Ricky, you want to switch wrong number 1 and 3?
No, we can't do that.
Somebody give me my number 3.
Number 3, Good Spirits by Full Bloom.
Yeah.
Okay, we all agree on that.
Yeah.
We all agree. Okay, so now we have an idea what the top 2 is. But why is this number 3?
I really like that these guys are getting their shine now after all these years of writing these hits. Big up Corey and Kevon.
They've been out here.
Yeah, they've been out here. If you don't know, they wrote and produced the entire Big Links rhythm. They also wrote a lot of soca hits throughout the years, like Mr. Fett, Like a Boss, Too Real, Kerwin Dubois, what else? The Fog by Marshall. They did a lot for the soca community.
I think they got some Road March under their belt and also Soca Monarch titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been out here. So it's kind of cool to finally see them out on a stage doing something that I never thought they would have done.
Yeah.
Because as producers and writers and stuff, we kind of always in the back.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's good
the
to see
people who usually write these songs and write the music and put together the song don't always get the credit.
Yeah. And I'm also their DJ, so like when we go to gigs and stuff, like the other day we had a gig in La Tropica South, and the response was crazy, and like seeing these guys go from a studio to the stage is like amazing to see now. Like I really appreciate that, and I'm really happy for them, to be honest.
That's good. That's really good, Seb. I think we all agree on number 3. The thing is, we might not agree on number 1 and number 2. Right, because what's number 2?
To be honest, before we even move to number 2, number 3 might be rising.
Yeah.
It's starting to rise.
Yep.
Quickly. So
Yeah,
our
but
next conversation, this may actually be a number 201 to be most.
Well, that's fine because we still have what? We still have about a month and a half before Carnival. So this is just, as we say, this is thus far. Thus far,
Yeah.
because things could change dramatically in a matter for a week or two, you know. So, but number two, as you all said earlier, is Cocoa Tea by Kes. All right, okay.
I think that's the
I
name.
feel like y'all want to change that.
Why? Why do we want to change it? Tell us. Just ask it.
we spoil the surprise.
No, that's fine because we assuming what number one is. Although I think we could probably assume correctly.
So is it Cocoa Tea number two for the both of you?
Yeah, I would definitely go with that.
Okay.
It's the nation's favorite right now. Well, one of the nation's
One
favorite.
of them.
All right, so what's number one? I want to know what's number one.
I feel like you
no, wait, hold
number
on.
one.
We can't.
Let me guess.
I feel
Alright,
like you
what
know
you
what
saying?
number one is.
No, let's go number one.
What's number one? Anybody have a drum roll? Do we get a drum roll? Do we need a drum roll? Something, yeah. It's okay. What's number one?
None other than
the young brother. I mean, we know.
I think
we know you knew.
that was kind of obvious. I don't know. For me personally, I would swap Young Brother and Kes for number one and number two. I would put Kes as number one. I'd put Young Brother as number two. Like, I like Young Brother's song, and I like the fusion that he puts in the song. The fusion is real good. I really like the song. But there's something about sitting down in traffic, listening to Cocoa Tea. You just chill, you just relax. Is a different vibe and a different energy, and it's very groovier. I mean, it's no like power or serious energy to it.
Smooth, it's very smooth.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like that song hits differently. I'm not taking away any credit from Young Brother. He's definitely number two for me. But I have to give Guess number one for me, personally.
I think
You know what I mean?
the reason why it's number one for me is, again, another young person getting his shine, and I really appreciate that he came out with this song, well, with Full Blown, and now it's I would say the biggest song. It's actually number one.
It's actually number one globally.
In Apple Music.
In Apple Music, yeah. It's number one in the world in Trinidad, yeah.
Yeah, number one in the world in Trinidad.
Yeah.
And actually some other Caribbean countries. I just can't name the countries right now. But I'm really happy to see that this is happening for him. It's a long time coming, to be quite honest with you, and he's bringing a different vibe to it as well now, not to normally what we are accustomed to with Young Brother.
Yeah, because I definitely wasn't expecting that. I thought he was gonna come out with pure steam. So the moment I saw Young Brother, I was like, Young Brother and the Zest Rhythm by, And then when I heard him started singing, I was like, wait. And I had to play it back about 7 times. Just to really make sure that is what was happening. Because I couldn't believe it. I definitely couldn't believe it.
And this was one of those songs that it didn't hit right away. It wasn't a favorite immediately. It took getting used to. Because the first time I heard it, and I'm not the only one, it was like, it was weird. It was unusual. And it was like, why is he doing this?
Contrary to popular belief, right? Because this happened to me all the time. When I first hear a song, I normally don't like it, but give me a week and I'll fall in love with it. The same thing happened with Cocoa Tea. Same thing happened with a lot of big songs that I know throughout the years. Like there's one in particular, Major Lazer Lean On. When I first heard it, I hated it. Like I didn't like it until I really understood it and my ears grew accustomed to it. I was like, okay, this is a musical masterpiece because it's ahead of its time now. We're now accustomed to something that ahead of its time, so we like it at first.
So
we'll take our time.
I very much get where everybody's coming from because it took me a while to when I say a while, probably a couple of days to really get into Young Brother song. But in all fairness, no, it is where I would agree even more is that fusion that he brought forward. I mean, the grooviness with the jazz, I will say that was a masterpiece. I really give credit to him for that. And you're right, young person now finally getting a lot more credit for their talent. As good, as excellent. But sticking with my number one. But no. But no.
That's
But
okay.
but the top two songs though, that every car that pass on these streets that playing loud music, every single car is either Young Bread or Cocoa at this point.
Or the Cocoa Tea, yes.
Yeah, at this point. So as you suggest, well, who knows? Maybe that'll change in a couple of weeks.
Do you think he could get a road march?
I don't know if it's a road march song though. I don't know if it's a road march contender.
Because I saw he was pushing it in the his last show.
We don't know.
That it might be.
I don't know if it has the pace or the energy.
Not
There
too
may be a
sure.
remix, you see, this is the thing. You still have road march mixes to come out.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility. Maybe y'all are working on that. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe y'all are working on it.
I guess we know what we're gonna do today, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we wake up around 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, so who knows still, but nah, I think thus far the three contenders for road march, I think we could agree on is Mikel Teja, Bunchy Garlin, and Marshall's Party. I like Marshall's Party. It's a different, I would say it's a real good song. It's a good song. All right, so anybody could recall anybody could go over the top 10 again? Anybody could remember the top 10?
Yes, I have it. But
Naomi, go for it.
So at number 10, Salty.
And you have to sing them, huh? You have to sing them.
The ones that I don't know.
You have to sample them.
Yeah.
I still didn't hear it. Salty. What was the name of the Salty song?
Sweet Man.
Right. Salty, Sweet Man. Then we have Viking Ding Dong, Panorama / Throwback for number 9. Number 8, Carrie and Bungie Garlin. Number 7, Energy, Michael Teja. Number 6, Masco Play, Ulf and Al's. Number 5, Down Day by Malik. Number 4, GBM, One Piece. Number 3, Good Spirits, Full Blown. Number 2, Cocoa Tea, Kess. And number 1, Young Brother, Greatest Bend Over. So that's our top 10 list.
Where's our top 10?
But I just want to say, I think Bungie Garlin had another song called 1000, I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
I find that song should be on the list somewhere. I don't know where.
What would you take off for that?
I would replace it with Carry It.
It's 1,000 bigger than Carry It?
Nah, definitely.
I don't know. I think Carry It is bigger.
Yeah, I don't know. That one I
I think-
actually don't know. I'm not too sure.
No, I think Carry It is bigger.
Mark my words. It will grow on y'all. It will pass Carry It.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Just
know
not
about
by-
that.
All right, okay, well, at least for the most part, we agreed on the top 10 this morning, Stoker songs thus far. But that is due to change because in about a month's time, I will have to welcome back to the program Super Youth and Brooklyn. They said, well, guys, thanks very much. We know we've kept you awake for, for an extended period. So thanks very much for joining us this morning. Next time, we got to put up the list. We got to play samples on the air.
Sure, thank
Yeah,
you.
and we have to have you singing too, huh?
You mean Naomi? Not me, Naomi.
No, but both of you.
Okay.
No. Willie wants to speak. We could speak. You're are the engineers. You're the
No,
you
we
know,
produce. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
create the music for you.
Yeah, we could. We have no problems looking up the lyrics and talking the lyrics for you, but nothing
Right.
else.
Nothing else.
Once y'all give us the beat.
Naomi, you agreeing to this?
Yeah. But they have to give us the beat.
Come on.
See, the thing is, Naomi's my co-producer, so I kind of have to listen to her sometimes. Not this time. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Thanks a lot for your time this morning.
Thank you all
Thanks a lot for having us.
No problem. So in 1 month's time, let's see what changes.
We'll do that.
Definitely.
All right, Naomi. That signals the end of AM Prime, Naomi. I think we had a top 10 this morning.
Yeah. Great show.
Indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us on the program. Thank you very much to our guests and to our team in studio, Ryan Gomez, Burke Milewood, and Junior, as we refer to him. There's a Junior. He hasn't gone through initiation as yet. Eventually, he might. Naomi, you have a pass your initiation.
Would you call me my real name?
No, Naomi, did Naomi? No, anyway. Maybe her initiation is karaoke on air. We don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember, today is a good day to have a good day. We'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.
WESN.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.